another one of my thrilling videos. It's great to be back. So today I just thought I would make a very small video just looking at and maybe giving my opinions on the DJI Action 2 macro lens. I don't really want to dwell too much on it. I've played around with it for about a week now. But if there's anyone out there that's kind of interested in what it can do performance-wise, there are some other videos on YouTube, but you know whose video is the best? My video is the best. But this is a bare bones look at it. There's some video on the end of this, so you can have a look and make up your own minds about it. But I have made a couple of little notes about my experience with it, and I'm just going to share that with you now. So I decided to pick up the Action 2 macro lens because I'm actually quite a big fan of macro photography, and I was kind of curious about what this little lens could do, or clip-on lens, if you will, could do. They're usually priced in the UK around 50 UK pounds, but I was quite lucky when I got mine. I'd recently done some market research and got a £30 voucher from Amazon, or for Amazon, and I got it from Amazon Warehouse. Not the Action 2, sorry, but the lens. Got it from the Amazon Warehouse, and it cost me £36. So with the voucher, it only cost me £6. So I thought, well, let's have a go. Let's find out if it's any good. So £50. Is it worth £50? I'd say probably no. I think it probably should be sold maybe more around the £25 to £30 mark. It's an okay, I guess, lens, but it's really just a lens that just gets you a little bit closer. It's nothing fantastic, can't really zoom in or anything like that. The first thing which I found annoying with this is, obviously when you get the macro lens out of the case, you want to pop it straight onto the front of the Action 2. Now at the moment I've got the case on because I like to have the case on it. Now when you put it on the front, it does magnetically go onto it, but unfortunately the camera doesn't recognize it. So frustratingly, you have to take the DJI Action 2 out of the case in order to actually use it, and that kind of defeats the object of having a case on the front. I'm a bit surprised that DJI didn't take that into consideration when they made the case to kind of, you know, expel some of the heat from the camera, but because of the fact that you have to remove the case, obviously you run the risk if you drop your Action 2 or you drop it with the lens on the front of it, then it's going to get scratched, so it's not great. Next up is the magnetic connection. I will have a little close-up to just show you right now, but the magnetic connection is not great. When I was outside filming in the garden with the Action 2 with the little macro lens on the front, I was kind of moving it around and stuff like that, and sometimes my hands might come here, it might knock a little branch of a flower or tree, and it would just fall off. So again, I'll just provide a close-up here. You should have seen it in the opening actually, but there is some little dinks and knocks on this, and yeah, that's slightly annoying. So yeah, that's annoying. It's not going well so far, is it? No, it's not so bad. Yeah, next up I think is having to remember to activate the macro mode. So basically when you pop the lens on the front of the camera, if you don't go into the menu and actually activate macro mode, then you won't be getting the actual macro look. It's kind of like a weird, bizarre kind of close-up of stuff. And you actually have to turn on a little toggle. If you don't do that, you won't be getting the most out of the lens. Once you turn that on, the camera recognizes that the macro lens is on, and then you start getting the better kind of close-up quality. So that's another thing. It would be better, I think, if it had some kind of autofocus function as well. I know it's quite difficult for an action cam, but even if there was some kind of way for it to identify what it was looking at and then kind of track it whilst it was on and kind of keep focus. Maybe you can do that. As I say, I've only had this for about a week, the macro lens, so I might have to play around with the Action 2 to see if there's anything more I can do, and if there is, I'll make an update video. And then last but not least, I've tried to show this in one of the pictures. It's a bit difficult, but I noticed that there was like some little kind of fragments of like maybe like fibre inside the macro lens, The thing that I was a bit confused about was that I thought that these are meant to be kind of like sealed, but it looks as if that maybe the smallest of fibres can get in around the back. Again, I've tried to show that. So you end up like with these little kind of fibres inside it, so slightly irritating. But I suppose that's what you're going to get for something that's only £50. However, I would expect it to do its job, and I would say that on balance, even though there are some things that I think DJI could have thought out a little bit better, I think that this macro lens is actually, it's okay. If you're quite an enthusiast, say for example, of say insects, for example, like I've tried to do in the video, although there's lots of flies in my video, it may be a way of you being able to catalogue things in a way that you're happy with, and you can kind of send them to people. Because remember, you can take pictures with the DJI Action 2. I haven't taken any pictures as of yet, but like I say, I think I'm going to be making a slight update video, so you can look forward to seeing that in that. So overall, you know, I think it should be a little bit cheaper. I think £50 is a little bit too expensive, especially because of the fact that this was kind of, I suppose, considered a failure of a camera from DJI. But, you know, let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoy the video. I've tried to label it up as best as I can. So if you have any questions or you want to reach out, please do. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you on the next one, and possibly a follow-up if I have the time. If I have the time. See you later. So if you enjoyed today's video, then please consider giving it a massive big thumb up, just like the one on the screen. And if you really love my content, then please consider subscribing and making sure you activate the notification bell. Thank you.